Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night.
How are we all doing on this fantastic timeline?
This is Mark.
This is Mark. This is Caleb.
This is Caleb. We are How's It Going, Bros?
Where's our beer? How's it going, bros? Podcast peoples. How's it going, bro?
I'm doing pretty good. I've been, working on me, doing a couple of me stuffs.
Yeah, I do a bit of work on myself the last few days.
Oh, so how are you doing?
I'm alright, eh?
Yeah.
I could be worse, man. I got
You should be.
spent a night in the fucking mental hospital on Monday night.
Ooh.
Got drugged up quite a lot, and I don't remember much of Monday night or Tuesday or Wednesday morning.
Mm.
So that's a bit shit.
Yeah, that is like.
But I
shit,
mean,
bro.
I'm
Especially because I was there when you came out, and
I was going a bit manic, guys. So I admitted myself to the hospital.
Yeah, which was really good. Like, we were out shopping, and I was gonna be like, "Shit, man, let's go get some fucking thrift shop clothes." And we were in 80.
I was like, I don't want to be here, man. I want to go. Because I was feeling really, really irritated because people were being slow and inconsiderate, which they probably weren't. I'm probably just being a bit childish. But like, people were fucking around, and there's all these people trying to do stuff, and and I just was getting like real like, and then it wasn't going away, and I was like, fuck, man.
Also,
so I rang all these mental health hotlines, that they advertise all the time. But guess what? It's the Queen's fake birthday, so no one was there to answer anything. So I just decided to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Which was okay.
It was a good decision, bro. Like,
I think it was.
You fucking nipped it in the butt.
Yeah, because that guy, like, some of you have seen me real manic, and it's not that good.
Nah, it's not
overall. But it's still shit. Like, I went to the hospital and, declared my emergency.
Yeah.
And it took like 3 hours to get processed. And when they finally got me in, they were like, that's the fastest ever we've ever done.
Yeah, which is pretty wonky, man. You'd think that they'd have more people. Like, I understand that there's like a lot going on in the hospital, like in the hospital emergency place. But if you're going like crazy, like if you stayed out there for long enough, they would have just called the cops and you would have gone to jail.
Well, that's what. Like, it was taking that long that I pretty much said that. I was like, I could just try to get in the hospital. You guys will stop me ringing the cops. They'll come get me. I'll go to the cells for about half an hour, and then they'll drive me back here. Yeah. And I'll be in the hospital, which is what I'm trying to get into. Can we hurry this up, please? Because I'm not feeling too good. And they were like, we're in the process. Yeah. Just, take it easy.
They were, like, most of the people were really good, though. And
they were
really
good.
Understanding and all that.
They were really good, yeah. The Nelson Hospital is pretty good, bro. There's some pretty good people there.
Yeah. That security guy Mark outside.
At
first he was like, "Whoa, dude, I've got the cops on fucking speed dial. Like, fuck, you better calm down, turn that fucking music down." And then he came over, he's like, "My ex-wife had bipolar, man."
Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh no, is that why you left her, man?"
I don't know how to walk in your shoes, but I know how to walk beside them.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Which was like a really
wise
I
had to keep using his lighter because I didn't have a lighter.
Really?
Yeah. So I'd like
walk up to him.
Yeah, like every half an hour.
Didn't you sing in his face for a little bit?
To know what?
You sang in his face for a little bit.
Yeah, like right at him. Yeah, because
Because
I was feeling pretty energetic, I might say.
Yeah.
Fuck, manic's weird, man.
Yeah, man.
It's so the opposite of depression.
It is.
It's like you're like just
as an observer watching you go from Mark to manic Mark. It's like this. It's still you, bro. But
yeah,
it's just like
it's different. But
it's
I
enhanced.
Yeah, it's kind of like some part of me sits passenger.
Yeah.
To like another part of me.
It feels like you're way more emotional as well.
Yeah, I am. Like I'm more triggered by things. The irritation, man.
Yeah.
That's like, I'm pretty glad I went to the hospital, despite me saying the system doesn't do that. Well, it doesn't, but like at least they could drug me the fuck up and calm me down, because that's pretty much what I was needing to not go. Whoop, 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 whoop. But what did you think of the whole ordeal? As my friend who's watched his friend go a little bit crazy for a day or two, and come back.
Well, I was a bit worried about you, bro, obviously.
Still a bit elevated now.
Yeah,
I brought a quad bike yesterday. Was it yesterday?
What was yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, it was.
that was pretty impulsive. But I mean, now I've got a quad
impulsive.
bike, and I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway,
What were you saying?
just I don't remember.
How I thought.
Yeah, or like, what did you think of the whole? Like, what did you think of the mental health system? The way the hospital handled it. What do you think about the way?
I thought the wait time was like a bit intense, just because I could see you going off the rails, and I was like, it's like at any moment this could be like, well, Mike's running down the street, or like Mike's running into the hospital. What are we gonna fucking do? But everyone was really nice. Like that Mel nurse.
Yeah, she was
out.
really good.
She was real good. She knew how to deal with you. She had dealt with bipolar people before, and you were being like almost an asshole.
I was.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, I'm not gonna take your pills, lady.
Yeah.
My name's Mel, Mark. My name's Mel. Sorry. I know, Mel. I'm just a bit,
And she was like, you
not
think
myself.
you're really funny, don't you, Mark?
No, just sometimes I say funny things. Things that come out funny.
Yeah. But she was real good, and like you asked everyone to leave, and she was like, okay.
Yeah, and that was good because then I got a bit of like me time.
Yeah. So that part was like pretty. Like I haven't experienced anything like this, so that first experience was pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a lot better. So in 2017 when I moved down here, it was about September, October. I flipped out. I ended up in the nursing hospital for 5 weeks. But the way I got detained, man, was like my boss took me to the doctors to basically have me like evaluated.
Yeah.
And within about 2 minutes of being in the room, like I was manic, talking real fast, and blah, blah, blah. And she just picked up the phone, started dialing a number, and I'm like, who are you calling? She's like, the mental health services. I think we're going to have to send some people from the team out here, and they're going to talk to you. And I just got up, grabbed my bag, and like looked at them both, and I was like, I'm going. And I just sort of ran away into Mochuga. And then I was in a clothing store because I was wanting to buy like, I remember thinking like, I'm just going to buy like, a jumper to throw on top, so now I'm in different clothing.
Yeah.
I'm going to take back streets to like my friend's house and then just hide out there because I've got a key to this person's house. And the fucking cops came into like the clothing store while I'm in there so my bosses rang me from the doctor's office like, Mark, please just come back, we're all trying to help. And I'm like, no, they always take me. Like, why does everyone do that? I'm fucking flipping out. And then this cop comes in, and I went to run. Like, I turned and went to run, and I just went down on my knees, put my hands behind my back, and like, was pretty much like, take me. And he fucking like slams me into the ground, puts his knee on my back, cuffs me, drags me onto the cop car, drives me 400 meters up fucking High Street to the cop station. Yeah. It was such a bad way to handle everything. I was pretty mean to him in the cells in the cop station, bro. Like, he's standing there like watching me and I stripped, like I gotten completely naked and I was looking at him like, do you like this, man? Are you fucking gay? Is this what you want to look at? Like, and this other cop is like pissing himself laughing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not good, man.
I
wouldn't do that normally,
I don't drop, bro.
No, bro, I wouldn't. But at the time, it felt like the best thing to do, and I'm glad I did it. It's a funny story.
It is a funny story, bro.
But it's not when it's your story.
Yeah, when you're in the shoes,
then it's a bit more intense. Now it is funny. Like looking back at the time, it's not funny at all, though.
No, it's probably like a bit like what.
Like I like to think life's a bit of a joke, so I sort of don't take it too seriously. But
I do the same, bro.
If I took my life seriously, I'd be in my bed most mornings crying and not getting out.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I can't face the day. I can't give me a kid.
Bro, like how I've talked about like the mirror image. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna go back to bed. Like look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, this is not a good day, man. Just like sleep
Don't
time.
feel that good.
Don't feel good. I look in the mirror, I'm like, dude, like it looks like you had like 6 beers and you've got like all this fucking bag under your eyes, and I'm like, nah, man, go back, fuck sleep. But
Whoa, that was trippy.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, no, I'm good again, but I wasn't for a few days there.
Yeah.
And I don't really remember, like, it's fucking patchy, man. Like, you know how your car broke down and Gemma came and got us? I don't really remember that at all, to be honest. Like, I know it happened. I have a vague memory of it sort of happening.
AJ.
I can't remember doing that.
Yeah.
Got to say, like, hey, man.
Yeah,
I'm a bit fucked up at the moment. Can I have tomorrow off?
Yeah, he was like, are you drunk? And you're like, no, Just had some drugs.
Man, like, I put a rhyme on Facebook, you know. I almost took it down because I've, like, watched it and I'm like, that's not me, man. I'm struggling to get through, like, words I've wrote.
Yeah.
I'm, like, slurring. I'm real, like...
I'm going to circle back because, like, I was going to talk about... Because we talked about how you went into the hospital. I want to talk about how you came out. Because I went to go pick you up. Like, you called me. I was sitting here. It's, like, the day after. I get a call from the hospital. And she's like, hey, is this Caleb? Caleb Glover? And I was like, yeah. She's like, it is a good time to talk. I've got Mark on the line. He just wants to have a little talk with you. Is this a good time?
I don't remember this at all.
And then I was like, yeah, it's a good time. And she was like, okay, I'm just going to patch you through. Beep. Hello? And it's like you on the other line, like fucking all drugged up, talking to me. And, you know, you were like, come get me. I'm going to be out in like 15 minutes, so leave right now. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, shit, okay. Left.
Yeah.
Came to see you. And you were just, you know, drugged out of your mind, bro.
I was, bro. I'm like...
To
so
think
this
of
is
you
like,
out of hospital like that, bro, you know?
Are you taking your meds, Eddie? Why the fuck would I want to be like that all the time? Like, maybe this isn't ideal for society, the way I'm acting when I'm normal, but when I'm normal, maybe it's not ideal for society. But that fucking... What they want me to be ideal in society, is not what anybody should be.
Yeah.
You fucking...
You don't want to be
You're
that
in, like,
zombie,
second gear, fucking riding the clutch.
Probably, like, first, man.
Yeah,
like,
you're fucked, man. Like, your handbrake's on, you've lost the wheel.
Yeah. You're still going.
You're still going.
One of the
like,
headlights is working, so you can sort
you're
of see
asking your
shit.
mates to, like, push you. I need a jump start, man.
And, bro, like, you kept repeating yourself all day.
I know, I do that,
like,
man. I've
I was
annoyed
like,
so many
man.
people with it.
It wasn't annoying. I was just like, I just felt bad, bro. I was like, how is this something that is supposed to be helpful? Like, you've gone to get help, and, you know, you successfully go in there, everyone knows you, and then you just get, like, a sucker punch in the fucking face, bro. And you walk out, and you're just like, you know, it's you, but it's like...
Do you know what was crazy? When you guys left, Mel came in and said, she's like, oh, I want to give you, like, lithium or quetiapine. I was like, I'm not taking those pills, lady.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, there's one other option. It was called, like, risperidone or something like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't called that, but something like that.
Risperidone.
And she's like, there's two ways we can administer this.
Yeah.
We can jab it in you. And I'm like, no, not getting it jabbed. And she's like, well, you can snort it. And I was like, are you fucking serious? I'm going to snort drugs in the hospital. Like, okay, I'm going to snort it. And I, you know, snorted this. It was like a little, like it looked like sort of like a test tube, like a small test tube with this, like, cone on top that had the stuff in it, and you like put it in your nose and you went as she released it, and then I did the other one, and it tasted pretty similar to, like, you know, some class A drugs.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this shit, bro? You're like, I'm snorting drugs in hospital. This is great. Like,
have you searched it up? Have you tried to find it?
No, I haven't. Like, I think that I've got, like, they gave me more olanzapine and this other shit called something that I haven't taken before. But that stuff's kind of nice. It takes the edge right off. You don't feel tired. You just feel real floaty. Like, everything's just like
it's supposed to happen.
Pretty much what I found with, like, antipsychotic drugs is, like, when you're not in a good state, everything's hard. Everything's like feels sort of like this. And when you take these certain antipsychotics, it gets a bit like,
yeah.
Okay, you can just cruise
it's like
along now.
Everything like
sort of just melts
handle,
away and
sort of thing.
Yeah, but in the meantime, you're slurring and you're stumbling around and you're falling asleep 4 times a day and not getting a good sleep at all.
Yeah, because I was sitting at the top of the hospital where we dropped you off, and you were like all the way down the bottom. I didn't know where the fuck you were.
I know. I was like, oh, Caleb, man, you're like on the opposite end of the fucking hospital grounds, bro. I'm gonna have to like walk like 400 meters, and I'm fucked.
So I'm standing there, I'm like waiting for Mark, you know, watching videos, sitting there. And I ends up sitting down on like a bench right by the front door. The security guard's here, like watching me a little bit, and then I just hear, Caleb, and it's, you know, you standing over there, and you're just like, and as I'm like coming over, you're like, faster, man.
Fast. It's kill, man.
I was like, I'm not gonna go any faster, man. Where are we going? And you're like, I've left my stuff all down in a real stealable position.
It wasn't a real stealable position.
But it was just funny, bro. It was just like, God. But, yeah.
Sean was so good. Thanks, Sean, man. Thank you so much for driving me to the hospital, bro, and being a bro. Oh, man.
Hanging out with me too, man. That's cool afterwards.
Yeah, and you guys made like that little funny video just talking about it. I've got good mates. You know, it helps, man.
Yeah.
Like if I went through all that and I didn't have any good mates to talk to about afterwards, I'd just eat myself alive in my head. You know, I'd be like,
bro, but one day, like one fucking day, you went in and you were like, guys, I'm out tomorrow, and I was like, fuck you, like, you know, you know.
Is that what you think, Mark?
And then you know, I talked to Sean about it. And Sean's like, yeah, maybe like 3-4 days.
Yeah, it's usually 3 or 5.
And then you know, you get the call the next day. I'm like fucking in this room, a little bit high, maybe a little bit more high than I want to be.
Oh no, you do drugs too.
And then I fucking.
Why didn't you want to pee for that phone call?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was just like, shit, man, I'm going to be driving. And then, like, knock on AJ's door. He opens it, Yoza! And I'm like, you got the keys to the courtesy van. Like, a bit spaced out. And he gives me the keys and I'm off. And fucking, you know, it was cool though, you know?
Yeah, man, I just wish there was a better way. Hospital, like, mental health.
Yeah.
Guys, you need to sort out your fucking processing for getting you into the hospital. If someone comes up and they're fucking going insane, they don't have a spare 3 hours. They've barely got a spare minute.
Yeah.
You need to get them processed, like, straight away.
It actually made me mad.
It was ridiculous.
Watching
like,
you come out, I was like, this is not Mark in good health.
No, not at all,
like,
man. This is
when
just,
I come out of the
this
hospital...
is just a sedated human who's not acting, like, elevated anymore because he's drugged up.
Exactly like that, like, Rick and Morty episode where Rick gets on that spaceship and he's like too electronically modified, so they inject him with like this serum that makes him just like really mellow.
He like fizzes out.
Yeah, he's like, Jerry, I want the cookies. Oh, well, you're gonna get apples. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
It's just like, dude, down.
Yeah, it's not how you're supposed to. Well, in my personal opinion, it's not how I want to deal with my mental health, man.
No, I think it's like. I don't. Yeah, it's like it's hard for me, like, because I know who I am, and when I'm like that, bro, I think I
ask
do
you a
know.
question.
Yeah,
before you go off, does talking about it? Yeah, because I knew you were gonna. But does talking about it help?
Fuck yes, man. Like, how could it not?
Well, I don't know, bro.
Like,
so they have therapists out there, but they don't work.
all a psychiatrist is a person who's trained to talk to you about your problems. If you have good enough friends, you can talk about your problems, and they know you. Yeah. They're not this person that's just doing a job, could be having a bad day, troubles at home. They don't really give a fuck about you right now for their hour. You know? They've probably got their own problems as well. Like most psychiatrists and psychologists see psychologists.
Friends have their own problems too, man.
Yeah, they do. But no, like talking about it really, I think it helps so much. I think you should talk about what you're dealing with and how you feel to people who care about you and you can talk to. Like, that's the whole little point of the "how's it going, bro" thing. Like,
you can't.
How's it going, bro?
The thing is,
like,
you also can't tap out. Like, you know, if you're talking to me and you know I think you're going a bit crazy, I can't just be like, "All right, I'm done."
Yeah.
Like, fucking, I'm out.
Yeah, no, not dealing with you anymore.
Mark's going a bit crazy, guys. Are you not in there?
Yeah, I'm fucking leaving him.
You know, it's like, I'm still going to sit here and be Caleb.
Yeah.
Like, Mark, what the fuck?
Oh man, it's, if that's what they want me, like those pills, man, I can't work if I'm going to take that dosage. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, to be honest,
I'd be a fucking.
If we're going to be open and honest, I took.
You took 2.5 grams of
2.5 grams of olanzapine, which is.
I've got 20 milligram pills if you want to try that.
But explain olanzapine.
It's an antipsychotic. Basically, it's one of the pins. It's similar to quetiapine. It slows you down, and basically, most psychotic people, when it's not like I'm permanently psychotic, but when you are psychotic, your brain's not firing properly. Like your neurotransmitters are sending too many signals to the receiving end, and they're not open enough, or the other way around. This is too open, and it's only sending a little bit. What was I answering? So olanzapine helps sort of like, I don't know how it exactly works, but it makes your brain work differently. That's for sure. Everything is very like. I took 200 milligrams of quetiapine when I was in Perth in Braylons.
200.
That was at bedtime. At 10 o'clock, I'd take 200 milligrams of quetiapine, which is stronger than olanzapine, I think, but everybody's different. And
wait,
one night,
when I took it, right?
So this
is the 2.5 gram. When I took it, I was fucking done. I was like, okay, I
Off
can
to
like,
bed.
this is me going to bed, and if I don't go now, I'm gonna fall asleep on this chair.
That's
sort of
exactly.
thing.
So, I've taken my. I like to fight the pills.
Yeah.
Like if you've watched me reading that rhyme the other night, I was fighting the drugs just to fucking talk. That's why I was down like a fucked cunt.
I'm talking real slow.
But I went to play Monopoly with some of the other patients, you know, these guys, and we were sitting there, and like 10 minutes later, I'm like, I have to go now. And I went to stand up, and I couldn't. I was like, and I just started crawling towards my room. It probably took me 15 minutes to crawl like 30 meters. Like I was just a fucking. That happened to me in Germany. Those drugs fuck people up, man. When I was in Germany, I was like, I had like a flatmate, like a roommate in my room.
Yeah.
Every morning I woke up when he was in that room, like we woke up together, he'd be sitting there, like sitting on like the edge of the bed, looking at me like this, like I'm over here on my bed, and he's pissed his pants every morning, or he's like pissing his pants and he's just sitting there like, and I was like, what the, like I don't know if that's his mental illness, but I'm pretty sure it's the drugs is why he's pissing himself, and he can barely like string a sentence. It's crazy, man. We don't need drugs. We need hugs, guys. Hugs and love. Well, maybe that's honestly what we really do need is like love for each other and just some fucking care. Like, you know, oh, that person seems to be struggling right now. Can I help in any way?
I think there's
maybe.
I think there's drugs that could help.
Oh, there is definitely drugs that help.
I think CBD is like a cool little drug.
Yeah.
I don't know how much.
Psilocybin's one of the most effective ones for depression. They're starting to probably rediscover. I wouldn't say discover.
Rediscover. Yeah, but you know, I feel like
they do MDMA therapy.
The problem with the
the
medication we're using now is it's all like prefabricated in the lab. It's all this like, you know, we're just combining chemicals together and we're like, here you go, bro.
Yeah.
Take this. It's going to sort of fix you. And then you come out and you're like, you know, it's like half of Mark.
They should look at the environment that's creating the mental illness rather than the mental illness itself. Like, you know, I reckon a lot of it is environmental. Like my first flip out was like a really stressful new job where I had a language barrier, and it was like, and I was trying to do a good job, but I couldn't speak German very well, and you know, some of them couldn't speak English. Like a few of them could speak really good English, which saved the day, but like there was a lot, and then I wasn't sleeping very good. And it just like it compounded me. Sleep. That's what, like, when I got so irritated, like I haven't been sleeping very good at all for like a good week and a half. Well, actually my entire life, if I want to be realistic, but the last week and a half hasn't been very good. And come Monday, man, I was like, I was saying to you on Saturday, like if I'm not better tomorrow, I might have to go to the hospital, bro. And like I felt a bit better on Sunday, but then come Monday, I was not good at all. Highly irritated, you know.
It was good
that
you
triggered, like
taught yourself. We were out there, and then like you were that dude threw that bottle of cream at me, and then you were like, I can't fucking take society right now. The dude threw a bottle of cream at you. There's so many people around here. I just want to fucking leave. And I was like, yeah.
We're walking to like the fucking mall, and there's this guy holding a baby with his groceries, getting in his car, and there's like a couple of security people with their phones out, like taking photos of him and his number plate. And he turns around like, take photos of me, man, and hefts a bottle of cream, like a 350ml bottle of cream, unwhipped cream, throws it, and it hits fucking Caleb in the wrist. And he's like, what the fuck, man? Like, don't throw things at people. Are you fucking stupid? And I just turned around and I was like, I can't do this right now. Like, holding this fucking baby. Like, what's wrong with humans? Not all of us.
He was just like, I'm sorry.
Man.
Like,
he immature.
Fully buckled. And it's just like he knew he was being stupid, man. If he hit that security person,
he apologized to you, and he sounded like he meant it. He was aiming for someone else.
I was proper pissed when I said that, and then he was.
You were like, for like a good little while, you were like, oh man, my wrist.
Yeah,
and it was like a bit swollen and stuff. You know?
It's not too bad now, man.
Yeah, what dick?
Know, it was fucking stupid. I was just like, man.
Why isn't he at the mental hospital? Don't just throw bottles of cream at people, guys.
Well, you think about it. This is resolving a situation, right? So you've obviously done something in the store. The security guards come out and they're taking a photo of your license plate to get your details, and you're like, I want to stop them. I'm gonna throw this fucking 350ml bottle of cream
in their direction,
right at the security. I'm gonna fucking lob it, bro, because he wasn't.
While holding my child, because that's what
child in hand. Doesn't matter where the cream went, bro. I don't even know if he went to pick it up afterwards. But like that's the type of citizen I want in my country, man.
Yeah, it's basically the Cuckoo's Nest outside as well.
Yeah.
Like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Good movie, guys.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson playing a maniac. Ended up in a loony bin. But like outside, man, it's just as crazy. Everybody has traits of certain mental illnesses, and if you get enough, you can diagnose them with something.
Yeah.
And then you'll be in the hospital with people with problems. This is a lady in there, bro, called Vicky.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like a sweet little old lady. She's probably like late 70s.
Yeah.
Walks around. You raped the Queen while Prince Andrew sat in the corner and filmed it. You enjoyed it, you filth. You raped the Queen while Prince Andrew watched.
The gates.
You're a horrible person. Yeah, you're just like, shut the fuck up, Vicky. I've got shit going on. I don't need to be accused of raping people.
Yeah.
Go up to the nurse and like, can we shut her the fuck up, please? Like, I don't need this right now, you know?
Yeah.
Man, community. That's what we need.
Yeah.
We need to be able to trust all.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Back to the back to the times where we knew our neighbors, man.
Bro, tribal. The way the indigenous people lived, when it came to like the pleasure of, I suppose, being in the human condition was probably a lot more than like what this Western and Eastern world has sort of created as advanced.
Yeah.
Like you just used to go hunt your food, fish your fish, get your plants, and all come back together and sing songs and dance around a fire and eat and do plant medicine.
Yeah.
It sounds like a good old time
ayahuasca,
to me,
bro.
Sounds like a good old time to me.
Yeah, well, this is civilized.
Plus, and just if you showed, sorry to cut you off, if you showed traits of like being nutty, you're pretty much given to the shaman. There was probably someone who went nutty 50 years beforehand and got given to the previous shaman, and they drug you up and help you process all the shit you're going through, and then you become like a special person in the tribe. Like you're someone who's going to help sort of guide the way and heal people and help. In this world, you get taken to hospital and you get told you're sick.
Yeah.
You're not doing too well. In order to do well, we suggest you take this stuff that was never available for ages, but it's on hand now.
Fuck,
and
we
guess
make
who
a
makes
lot of it now.
Guess who makes a bit of money off that stuff?
Well, bro, I'm gonna
Big pharmaceutical
I'm gonna
companies,
say
guys.
something that I say quite often.
Well, that sounds like a
It's
conspiracy.
all about perspective, man.
It is perspective, man.
It is.
Like,
It's all about
how you
perspective.
said to me, like, before when I said, like, I've spent 7 months of my life in psych wards, and you were, like, drugged up like that. It's like, I'm surprised my brain can still talk to itself.
Yeah, right.
Like, I should be maybe a bit more vegetable than I am.
definitely shouldn't have taken that 2.5 the other night, but I was really fucking curious to see what
interested.
they put you on, bro.
Yeah.
And I took it and I hated it. It was like pulling me to
it's
sleep.
just sedation.
Yes, it made me so fucking slow, man.
You get really detached from like your body.
Yeah.
You just get real floaty and just like, ugh.
Yeah, man.
And it's not a good sleep on it. Man, I've woke up in like a friend's room.
Yeah.
I couldn't find the door. I was so confused.
Yeah.
I was busting for a piss. And I ended up just pissing on the floor in the room because I couldn't get out of the room. She was like real good about it. She was like, oh my God,
been there
like,
for ages then.
like, don't worry, man. It's just a bit of piss. But like some people would have flipped out on that. And it's pretty degrading, man.
It is, man.
When like I'm, I can't get out of a fucking room in the dark to go to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
I think I might.
Just because of the... Yeah, the next day when I woke up, I was like, fuck, man, I still feel like shit. And,
you do, man. It carries on.
I worked out, I like fucking did a lot of shit, and I still felt like shit.
But it's all... Oh, it's not all right, but like I'm not completely grounded right now. I'm a little bit up in the air.
Yeah, I know.
And if like I go any further, I can take the shit that just fucking sedates me.
Yeah.
And it kind of helps if I use it in that sort of sense. But I'm not going to sit there and take as much pills as they tell me to. And one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one at night, and if you feel like you need more, just have more. But I'm not going to walk around like a fucking minced vegetable, bro.
Yeah, man. It just, like, if it was anything like how you came out of the hospital, man, like, you couldn't even do your job, man. You making pizzas and stuff, I'd talk to you, it'd be like,
Yeah, like,
it'd just take
fully
a couple
burnt a
moments.
pizza.
Yeah.
Tonight, like, properly burnt it.
Yeah, that was...
Gee, man, how's that pizza going, Mark? Oh, it's probably fucked. Oh, I made heaps of mistakes tonight, man. I was like, I'd like walk off towards the fridge to get chicken, and 3 steps in and be like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And like start to walk back towards the, and then be like, oh, chicken, man.
Shit, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's not fucking good, man.
no, it's not. It's not.
They should-
And like everybody's different. I'm not
Yeah.
saying like just talk to your friends and it's going to help everyone, but like
Yeah.
it pays to have some good friends in your life that you can talk to.
Mm.
Because if you just want to eat pills and sort of not deal with it,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not. I don't think that's the best way to go about it. Unless you're there are completely fucking bonkers people. There are people that are insane all the time, like real whacked out schizophrenics and whatnot.
Yeah.
Then that's just unfortunate for them.
Well, there's a
really.
big spectrum, bro.
There's a
like,
massive spectrum.
You can't just put everyone
Massive.
under this one sort of light.
No, like bipolar itself has like 3 or 4 categories.
Yeah.
There's like bipolar 1, which I have. There's bipolar 2, which is like a mainly depressed, and you have manic. Like you'll have like elevated manic episodes, but it will never really lead to a psychosis. And then you've got like rapid cycling, which can shift every like 10 minutes. You'll be like really depressed and then really
Yeah.
They're like, yeah.
Dude.
So
Well, does everyone at the hospital take like mainly the same drugs for?
no.
mental health?
And there's all sorts of different stuff. So there was a lady in there on Monday night. She would have been, I reckon she would have been in her 60s.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was outside having a cigarette and she came out and we were having a smoke together. And she was like, how long have you just come in? Are you the new guy? And I was like, yeah, but I'll probably be gone tomorrow. And just sort of told her about, like, how I was feeling.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know, I don't want to take lithium. And she's like, I've just had a kidney transplant. Like, that, I've been on it for like 30, 40 years. It's ate my kidneys. She had a kidney transplant because of her medication.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like medicine to me, man.
No, man, I don't think it does.
No.
Like you coming out of the hospital like that.
Plus,
That's not
I
medication.
go in
man.
there, like, there was like, so I went in with this lady and she's like, are you hungry? Do you want some food? Oh, look, here's some leftovers. Somebody didn't have this dinner, you can have this. I'm like, cool, oh, yeah, okay, I'm pretty hungry. I'll eat that. Didn't see her again for like, I don't know, half an hour. And then she took me to my room and then, yeah, she's like, hey, this is your room. Didn't see her for like half an hour. I was just sort of like left to my own devices. Like, I'm lucky I know how it works. Like, I'm pretty institutionalized. Like, I went up to the office, I'm like, can I have some pajamas, a toothbrush, some toothpaste, and a towel? I want to have a shower.
Yeah.
But,
Fuck no.
but nobody came up and asked me how I was going. No, like, you know, there was like one group therapy session where it's like, do you want to sit down and join in, Mark? And I sat down for like 4 minutes. So I was just like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Like, nobody, it's all sort of upside down and backwards and not quite right.
Yeah. It doesn't sound too fucking cool, bro.
No.
Like,
but, you know,
I've never experienced anything like this, and hearing all this from you and experiencing it like firsthand now, it's like.
I think it needs to be talked about to actually raise awareness for mental
Yeah.
health. You need to realise what people are going through when their mental health deteriorates.
Yeah.
Because if you don't...
You can't just throw them all in one pile and be like, hey...
No, yeah, that's right. You should have like... It should be split into like 5 or 6 like subsections. Put all the schizos together. Put the bipolar people together. Put the depressed people together. Or maybe not like that, but you know what I mean? Like put the similar symptoms peoples together.
Yeah.
And don't have this bitch in the corner fucking... Go rape the queen!
Yeah.
Go rape the queen! And she's like this innocent looking little lady, you know. I'm just like, shut the fuck up, Vicky. Like, go make some cookies. That was probably sexist and not very nice. I'm sorry, guys. It's a bit unfiltered at the moment, so I'm not actually going to apologise for that. She does look like she should be making cookies instead of telling people that they raped people.
It would benefit more to make cookies, bro.
It would be. She's been in there. So I went in 2017 for 5 weeks. It's now 2022. Went in for a night.
She's still there.
I went in last summer for 8 nights. She's been there the entire time. She lives in the hospital. That's her life. It's pretty fucking sad.
Yeah.
But and that's the point I make. Like, you can go insane and come back.
Yeah.
But you can go insane and just get so fucked up by the whole experience that you end up institutionalized. And it's easy to sit in the hospital, then come out into society and try to like get by out here.
Yeah.
For some people. And like some people want excuses, man. Some people want to be on the dole because they don't want to have a job. Because I don't want to work for no cunt. I'm too good. I'm too good to work for somebody. I'm gonna.
I feel like, you know, AJ talked to us about it tonight. The four pillars of life. It's like work, family, and I don't know.
Yeah, like that's just like your main things around you.
Yeah, just like the things that sustain you. And if you start taking away too many of these things, you just start going
if you got 5 strong pillars and 3 fall down,
Yeah.
you know, the other 2 aren't going to be holding up too well.
So you're just gonna fucking
crumble.
And I feel like that is a good place to end it.
I do too, guys. I want you to know that if you ever end up in a mental hospital, don't think that don't think it's the answer. You're still allowed to question everything.
Yeah.
Like I have very little respect for authority unless I respect who's has the authority. So I don't go in there like these guys all know what they're doing because to be honest, they fucking don't.
Yeah, not all the time, man.
But anyway, that wasn't the happiest. How's it going, bro? But I feel better because I've had it now. And thanks for hearing me out, man. Just been a good mate, hey, bro. Honestly, I love you.
I love you
You're
too,
such
man.
a good cunt.
Thanks for being open and not cutting me off all the time.
I'm sorry I do that sometimes, man.
It's fine. I know you got bipolarness.
You piece of shit.
All right.
All right, see you normals,
Bye.
peoples, and the rest of you.